Most men operate under a fundamental misunderstanding that quietly sabotages their relationships before they even realize what is happening. They believe that the more they do for a woman, the more loyal she will be. They buy her gifts, solve her problems, make sacrifices, put her first, and pour endless energy into proving their value through action. And yet, time and again, they find themselves watching her choose another man. She leaves, she pulls away, she loses interest, and they are left wondering what went wrong. The confusion is painful because from their perspective, they did everything right. They were generous, attentive, reliable, and giving. But loyalty, as it turns out, is not a transaction. It is not a reward for services rendered. And women, deep down, do not stay because of what a man does for them. They stay because of something far deeper, far more primal, and far more difficult to manufacture. In truth, a woman's loyalty is tied to one thing above all else. She is loyal to how a man makes her feel. Think about this for a moment. Have you ever met someone who made you feel truly alive? Someone who made you feel confident, known, understood, and fully seen in a way that was rare and profound? You probably do not forget that person easily. Their presence lingers in your mind. Their impact stays with you long after the interaction ends. The same principle applies to women, perhaps even more intensely because women are wired to process emotional experiences with greater depth and nuance. A woman can forget the expensive gift a man bought her. She can forget the elaborate party he threw for her. She can forget the favors he did and the problems he solved. But she will never forget how he made her feel in his presence. That feeling becomes etched into her memory. It becomes the lens through which she views him. And it is that feeling, more than any material gesture, that determines whether she stays or leaves. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once observed that the mind is not won by force, but by affection. And affection is built not through actions alone, but through the emotional resonance those actions carry. A man can do all the right things, but if they are done from a place of neediness or obligation rather than genuine presence, she will feel the difference. She will sense that he is performing rather than connecting. And that sensing will slowly erode the very loyalty he is trying to secure. A woman is loyal to the man she respects. This is a truth that many men overlook because they confuse respect with niceness. They assume that being kind, generous, and accommodating is enough to earn a woman's lasting devotion. But respect is not the same as affection. Affection can be earned through kindness alone, but respect requires something more. Respect requires a man to have a backbone. It requires him to hold his ground, to have standards, to walk away when necessary, and to refuse to tolerate behavior that diminishes his value. A woman needs to respect a man in order for attraction to last. If she does not respect him, all the favors in the world will not save the relationship. She may appreciate his kindness. She may even feel fondness for him. But fondness without respect is not enough to sustain loyalty. And the moment another man enters her life who commands her respect, she will begin to gravitate toward him, not because she is cruel or ungrateful, but because respect is the foundation upon which all lasting attraction is built. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that we should not seek to have events happen as we wish, but to wish them to happen as they do happen. A man cannot force a woman to respect him. He cannot demand it or negotiate it. He can only embody the qualities that naturally command respect. He can live with integrity, speak with honesty, act with courage, and refuse to compromise his values. When he does these things consistently, respect follows naturally. And when respect is present, loyalty becomes an organic outcome rather than a forced demand. Women are also deeply loyal to a man who has a life of his own. This is one of the most counterintuitive truths in dating dynamics. Many men believe that the more available they are, the more a woman will value them. They think that constant presence, constant availability, and constant attention will make her feel cherished and secure. But the opposite is often true. When a man has purpose, when he has a life of his own, when he is chasing something meaningful, when he is building something for himself, and when his world does not revolve entirely around her, she actually values him more. The little time she gets with him becomes precious. The attention he gives her becomes rare and therefore desirable. She treasures his presence because it is not guaranteed. She knows that he has options, that he has priorities, and that she must earn her place in his life rather than simply being handed it. This naturally stirs loyalty because loyalty is born from the awareness that something is worth holding on to. The philosopher Musonius Rufus, who profoundly influenced the Stoic tradition, wrote that we should not waste our lives on things that do not matter, but should instead dedicate ourselves to what is truly worthwhile. When a man dedicates himself to a purpose larger than any single relationship, he becomes more attractive, not less. He becomes a man of substance. And a woman feels that substance. She feels the weight of his mission, the gravity of his direction, and she is drawn to it. She does not feel abandoned by his focus. She feels inspired by it. And inspiration, like respect, breeds loyalty. A woman is also loyal to the emotional connection she shares with a man. This is the crucial part that most men miss entirely. People stay where they feel connected, not where they receive the most favors. A strong emotional bond will always outlast expensive gifts, grand gestures, and elaborate trips. A man can buy her everything she has ever wanted, but if the emotional connection is hollow, she will eventually feel empty. She will feel like a recipient rather than a partner, and that feeling will slowly erode her desire to stay. Emotional connection is built through presence, through listening, through understanding, and through the quiet moments of shared vulnerability. It is built when a man truly sees her, not just as a woman he wants, but as a person with depth, complexity, and her own inner world. It is built when he shows her that he is not just interested in what she can give him, but in who she truly is. The Stoic philosopher Hierocles wrote that we should imagine ourselves connected to others by concentric circles, expanding our concern outward from ourselves to our family, our community, and ultimately to all of humanity. Emotional connection is the practice of expanding that circle to include another person fully. It is the act of making her feel that she is not just an addition to his life, but an integral part of it. When a woman feels that, when she feels genuinely seen and understood, she becomes fiercely loyal. Not because she feels obligated, but because she feels a bond that transcends logic and duty. She feels a connection that is difficult to break because it is rooted in something genuine and deep. The reality is that women do not stay with a man because he gives them everything. They do not stay because of everything he has done for them. They stay because of the connection and the feeling they have for him. They stay because of the respect they hold for him. They stay because of the emotional safety he provides and the presence he brings into their lives. These are the invisible forces that underpin loyalty, and they are far more powerful than any tangible gift or grand gesture. A man who understands this stops asking, "What else can I do for her?" and starts asking, "How does she feel when she is with me?" That shift in perspective changes everything. It moves the focus from external actions to internal states. It moves the focus from proving worth to embodying worth. It moves the focus from doing to being. And that is where true attraction and lasting loyalty are born. The Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When a man's thoughts are colored by a need to earn validation through action, his energy becomes heavy and transactional. But when his thoughts are colored by quiet confidence and genuine presence, his energy becomes magnetic. A woman can feel that energy. She can sense whether he is acting from a place of abundance or a place of lack, and that sensing will determine whether she leans in or pulls away. Think about the women you have known who were deeply loyal to their partners. What was it about those men that inspired such devotion? Was it their wealth, their gifts, their constant availability? Or was it something else? Was it the way they carried themselves? The way they spoke with conviction? The way they made her feel safe and seen? The way they had a direction in life that did not depend on her approval? The answer is almost always the latter. Women are drawn to men who are anchored in themselves, who have purpose, who command respect through their actions rather than their pleas, and who create emotional safety through their presence rather than their promises. These are the qualities that inspire loyalty. They cannot be faked. They cannot be bought. They must be cultivated through deliberate self-development. A man who wants a woman's loyalty must first become a man worthy of it. He must build a life that she wants to be part of. He must develop a character that she respects. He must cultivate a presence that she feels drawn to. And he must do all of this not for her, but for himself. Because when he does it for himself, she feels the authenticity. She knows it is real, and that realness is what makes her stay. One of the greatest illusions men fall for is the belief that loyalty can be purchased through sacrifice. They think that if they give enough, sacrifice enough, and endure enough, she will eventually see their value and commit fully. But sacrifice without self-respect is not attractive. It is not inspiring. It is actually somewhat unsettling because it communicates that he does not value himself enough to set boundaries. A woman does not want to be with a man who has no limits. She wants to be with a man who has standards, who knows what he will and will not tolerate, and who is willing to walk away if those standards are not met. That willingness to walk away is not a threat. It is a statement of self-worth. And self-worth is one of the most attractive qualities a man can possess. The philosopher Cleanthes, who succeeded Zeno as the head of the Stoic school, wrote that the fates guide the willing but drag the unwilling. A man who is willing to walk away when necessary is guided by his own principles. A man who is unwilling to walk away, who clings out of fear, is dragged by his own insecurity. And women sense that difference instantly. They feel whether a man is with them because he chooses to be or because he cannot bear to be alone. One inspires loyalty. The other inspires pity. And pity is not the foundation of lasting desire. The Stoic tradition teaches that true freedom comes from mastery of the self. A man who masters himself does not need external validation to feel whole. He does not need a woman's approval to feel worthy. He does not need constant reassurance to feel secure. His sense of self comes from within, from his actions, his principles, and his commitment to living with integrity. When he approaches a relationship from this place of inner completeness, he does not cling. He does not beg. He does not sacrifice his self-respect for the sake of keeping her. He simply shows up as himself, fully and authentically, and lets her decide if she wants to be part of his journey. This is the ultimate expression of emotional maturity, and it is precisely this emotional maturity that inspires the deepest loyalty in women. They do not have to wonder if he will abandon his values for them. They know he will not. They do not have to wonder if he will become needy and controlling. They know he is secure in himself. They do not have to wonder if he is performing or pretending. They know he is real, and that realness is what makes them stay, not out of obligation, but out of genuine desire. So if a man truly wants a woman's loyalty, he must stop trying to buy it with favors and start earning it through presence. He must stop asking what he can give her and start asking how he can grow into a man worth staying for. He must build a life that she wants to be part of, a character that she respects, and an energy that she feels drawn to. He must become a man of substance, not just a man of gestures. And when he does, he will find that he no longer has to chase. He no longer has to prove. He no longer has to beg. She will stay because she wants to. She will be loyal because she is inspired to be. And that, more than anything, is the kind of loyalty that lasts. The kind that is freely given, not because she feels obligated, but because she feels that she has found something rare and precious. A man who is whole, grounded, and free. A man who does not need her, but chooses her. And being chosen by a man who has the power to walk away is the greatest gift a woman can receive. That is the loyalty you want. That is the loyalty you can have. But it starts with becoming the man who commands it without demanding it. It starts with you. If this message resonated with you today, if it shifted your perspective on what truly inspires loyalty in a woman, then take a moment to support the channel using the Super Thanks feature. Your support means a great deal, and it helps us continue creating better content specifically for you. Every contribution, no matter the size, allows us to invest more time and resources into bringing you the insights that can transform your relationships and your life. If this video helped you in any way, consider showing your appreciation through Super Thanks. Your help means more than you know, and it fuels our mission to keep delivering the truth, the wisdom, and the practical guidance that men need to navigate the complexities of modern relationships. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what part of this message hit you the hardest. Like the video, share it with a brother who needs to hear this, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Take care now.